Sunday morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the Weather Channel. I'm Vivian Brown along with Rick Griffin. We were here the same time yesterday morning talking about the chance for snow over parts of the southeast this morning. And certainly enough, we wake up to the snows over northern Georgia, even around the Atlanta metro area.
Should have brought in that snowball like they did last hour just to prove it.
Yeah.
It is snowing here in Atlanta. We've had an inch or two of accumulation in some spots, but I think the big news is a little bit farther north around D.C. up towards New York City, and all of you folks are under blizzard warnings at this time. We have a massive storm system developing. Let's go right to it and check out the details. Starting with the satellite in motion. You can clearly pick out the cloud cover in the east associated with the gradually developing storm center. Actually, there's probably two low centers now, one in South Georgia and another one off the coast of the Carolinas. But eventually, and as you'll see in the forecast map, one storm will take over just off the coast of the Carolinas later on this afternoon, and the low pressure center will be southeast of Cape Cod by this time on Monday morning. So as you probably know, with cold air in place, that is a favorable storm track for some very heavy snows from the western Carolinas up into southern New England, and that is what we are projecting right now. Spots like Roanoke have already had 14 inches of accumulation since this time yesterday. D.C. about a half a foot. Snow has started in Philadelphia, just beginning in New York City, and before the storm is over around the Big Apple, you could very well be looking at a foot of snowfall being drifted about by very strong east to northeasterly winds. That's why that blizzard warning has been posted for later today and tonight. Okay, here's your weather map. Double-barreled low pressure developing in the south. Again, the precipitation shield is widespread, and we'll check that out on radar and see where it's snowing in just a second. High pressure through the nation's midsection. We look at the west briefly, and we find little change in the southwest today. There's still high pressure dominating the weather map from Vegas and Phoenix to Los Angeles, while it will be kind of a soaker in the Pacific Northwest as some substantial rains arrive in Portland and Seattle. Back to the east. This is our major weather headline today. That is the developing low pressure centers in the southeastern corner of the nation. There's widespread rain, there's thunder showers, there's sleet and freezing rain. Moderate freezing rain is falling in Richmond, Virginia right now. The temperature is 20 degrees, so you can bet that that rain is freezing almost instantaneously on all outdoor objects, including the highways, so be extra careful if you have travel plans. A little farther north, heavy snow now, Patuxent River, Maryland, heavy snow at Dover, Delaware, moderate snow falling around Washington, D.C., light to moderate snow, Philadelphia up towards Teterboro and Trenton, light snow now in New York City, westward, all the way to about Evansville, Indiana, and southward into the Atlanta, Georgia area, where, as we mentioned, we've had about an inch or two of accumulation in the last 2 or 3 hours. Heaviest snows, though, have been up in the mountains of North Carolina, western Virginia, southern West Virginia, east central Kentucky. We see the white shading on the snow totals map here. A foot or more has fallen already. The heaviest total we've seen is at 14 inches in Roanoke, Virginia, southwest Virginia, almost that much up towards the Greenbrier Valley of West Virginia and the mountains of eastern sections of Kentucky. The ski resorts in western North Carolina have had some good news lately. There's probably in excess of a foot of snow up towards Boone, Banner Elk, and Avery County in northwest North Carolina. Okay, here you go. This is radar. You can see the extent of the precipitation. It is very widespread. Some of it is snow, like the snowfall now in New York, stretching through Pennsylvania to Pittsburgh. Southward, it's snowing at Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. There's a wintry mix in the Richmond area, freezing rain for the most part, and the snow and sleet and freezing rain that was around earlier in the Tidewater has changed to all liquid precipitation now as the wind is off the ocean and temperatures have climbed into the mid-30s. From about Salisbury on the Delmarva northward, however, it is snow, and as I mentioned, heavy snow, quarter-mile visibility at Dover. Moderate snow, another inch in the last hour in Roanoke. That brings the total up to 14 inches from the storm so far. Snowing in the western Carolinas, eastern sections of Tennessee, most of northwest and west central Georgia receiving snow, a steady light snow in Atlanta, also in Roswell and in Kennesaw. And the rain's going to change to snow if it hadn't already in Columbus in west central Georgia. Meanwhile, there's freezing rain and sleet over central North Carolina and parts of upstate South Carolina, making roads very slippery. And thunder showers are rumbling through parts of southeast Florida.
24 to 36 inches. That's possible now within the next 24 hours. Philadelphia, you too could be in the 20-inch category. And even in New York, now winter storm watches as well as blizzard warnings have been issued for later tonight and tomorrow. New York, 18 to 24 inches possible. And there you see Baltimore, you too can receive as much as 24 to 30 inches of snow within the next 24 hours.
In the day tomorrow, with the heaviest from New York City to Boston to Providence and Hartford, and then snow.